Hey there, my fellow lunatics, and welcome to Dakon's Madhouse.
Hey there, lunatics. Today I'm going to go ahead and do a tier list of all of the bosses. Now, this is my own subjective opinion on the bosses based on how fun they are, what kind of a challenge they are, and how they just kind of provide for the game from a lore standpoint and a general progression standpoint. So, all right, let's get started. First off here, we have got the Atlantean Worm. And you know, I'm going to go ahead and stick this one up into the A tier because it is a really fun and unique fight, especially for corekeeper. Although it is a little challenging and is pretty tough to do with melee, which is really the only thing keeping it out of the S tier, because you can kind of get frustrated if you're doing this fight with melee. But if you're doing this fight with any of the other classes in the game, this is a very fun, unique fight done on a boat in the middle of the ocean with very unique mechanics for this game. So great start. Next, we've got Gorm, which I'm going to go ahead and drop him into B tier because he's very similar to the Atlantean Worm, always on the move. And when I first started playing corekeeper and first encountered Gorm, this was a really cool, unique fight to me, considering that you have to make Gorm stop. He's not going to stop and attack you on his own. And I really like that about this fight. The only thing keeping it out of a higher tier is honestly the fact that it is so early in the game that the fight is extremely rudimentary. The Azios fight is definitely going into A tier, as this is also a unique and fun experience. It is one of the first real challenges as a boss in corekeeper, and the different kinds of electrical attacks that Azios has really keep you on your toes. I really love this fight. The Core Commander. This one is going up into S tier, as this is, I think, one of my favorite fights on this entire game. The Core Commander is unique. It is challenging, and you can't just cheese your way through it. You have to actually work to beat this boss. And that's one of the things I really appreciate about this boss. It's designed very well, and it is a lot of fun to do. Next up, we've got Ra Akar, which I am actually also going to put into S tier because this is a very fun and challenging fight, but also not overly challenging. You can't really cheese it too much, although if you really burn down Ra Akar with a lot of damage, you can get this fight over pretty quickly. But there are some real challenging aspects to this fight, like when Ra Akar shoots off his triangle attacks. If you don't know how to dodge or prevent those from doing damage, they can really eat up your hit points. And that's one of the things I really like about this fight, is you have to strategize and you have to plan. And so Ra Akar is definitely one of my favorites, and that's why it's in S tier. I'm going to put the Hive Mother into B tier, as this was one of my favorites when early access first started. It's really challenging, and I find it to be very different of a fight, especially since the Hive Mother herself doesn't ever move. And I really like that. She's relying on her adds, which is a very unique experience for a boss fight. However, the fight really isn't all that challenging overall, and it's really easy to cheese this fight in a lot of different ways once you've figured out the mechanics. And so that kind of lowers the difficulty and places it in B tier for me. The Nimruza fight. I love the Nimruza fight. This is going right into S tier, as it is fun, it is engaging, you cannot really cheese it, it's a challenge. You have to move around the battlefield, you have to deal with adds, you have to constantly be dodging. It is truly an excellent fighting experience and one of the best bosses, in my opinion, in this entire game. Next, we've got the Awakened Azios, and I'm actually going to throw this one into C tier, as while it does have all the same fun experiences of the A tier Azios fight, you've already gone through the A tier Azios fight. If this is a different boss, I expect a different challenge. I would like different attacks. I would like different movements. I just want something other than what we got, which is literally the exact same fight, just with a recolor. The only thing saving this from D tier is the fact that it has a really cool chest that you get as loot, and I really love that chest, and therefore that keeps it at C tier for me. The first of the Hydra fights is going to go into A tier. This is Druidra, and this is a really great, I'm going to say the word unique a lot because it does have unique strategies, and you can't cheese this boss down very fast, very quickly because of the way that the boss is designed to have various stages. I like that aspect of boss fight, especially in Corekeeper, and I really found the Druidra fight to be a lot of fun and a great experience when I first encountered it. It's also not too challenging because you do want to farm this boss a lot, and so the boss feels like it's farmable at the same time, which I also really appreciate from a boss fight like this. Now, the next is the second Hydra boss fight, which is Hydra, and I'm putting this one into B tier because while it is an equally as fun fight as the Druidra fight, again, kind of like the Awakened Azios situation, we've seen it before. Hydra doesn't have enough unique advantages and unique attacks to really draw attention to it as its own fight, because it's literally the exact same mechanics that Druidra has, only they added an extra ice attack, and you have to fight two heads at the same time. That's not unique enough to me. This boss should have purely ice-based attacks. That laser beam that it shoots off, that shouldn't be a laser beam. That should be an ice beam. It should be different, and it's just not. And so that lowers it down from an A tier to a B tier for me. The Glurch fight, I'm actually throwing this one into A tier, and not because it's complicated. This is the first boss in the game. I don't expect it to be complicated. It is simple, it is straightforward, it is fun, and the rewards for it are amazing, because when you beat him and that mining NPC drops out from underneath, you really feel like you've accomplished something. And that makes this an excellent fight and a wonderful way to start bosses off in Corekeeper. Next up, we have got the Haunted Hive Mother, and I'm dropping this one into D tier pretty much for the same reasons why Awakened Azios got dropped down, is because it's the exact same fight as the regular Hive Mother. You just get some unique loot, and unfortunately in this one you don't even get a unique chest. You just get some unique loot, and so it's just not a great fight, and it's just not worth it in my opinion once you've done it once for that unique loot that you get. All right, our next slime boss here is actually the last of the slime bosses, and that is Igneous. And I'm going to go ahead and throw him into B tier, as he's actually a pretty good fight, and for slime bosses is actually a pretty unique fight, considering it has those fire orbs that can get close to him and heal him, as well as that extra spray of fire that he shoots out. It can be a fun fight and a challenging fight, and so that's why I put it into B tier. Ivy is next, and this one's actually going into C tier, as it's really not all that great of a fight. It is exactly the same as Glurch, only Ivy periodically drops a mortar that creates some ads. Okay, that's cool. That does make it different, but does it make it different enough? I don't really think it does. I'd like to see something else, maybe a poison gas cloud or some sort of different pattern to the movement. That would be nice instead. I'm actually going to put King Slime into D tier for pretty much the same reasons I put Ivy into C tier, and it's really just because it is not unique. I mean, King Slime is actually a carbon copy of Ivy, where he spawns ads and he jumps around exactly the same. You aren't getting anything new or unique. And that's what really drops this down to D tier for me. I get that it's a cameo, but it's just not a fun boss. Next up, we've got Malugaz, and I'm going to put this one into A tier, as Malugaz is one of the few bosses with two completely unique stages where you have to kill him twice. And because of this, it's like you're getting two bosses in one. It's a fun fight. It's a very early fight, which really adds to the uniqueness of the boss as well. Plus, from a lore standpoint, when you encounter Malugaz for the first time, you really feel immersed in this game. The last of the slimes on our list, we have got Morpha, and I'm throwing Morpha into D tier as well, because it is just not a unique fight. The bubble attacks are interesting, But again, other than that, it's King Slime. It spawns some slimes. It attacks the exact same way that Glurch does. And Slippery is really not that debilitating of an effect, or really all that interesting of an effect, in my opinion. I'd rather see Morpha do something completely different. Maybe have more Omeroth similar powers, like shooting off tornadoes or summoning crabs that can come and attack. Being able to create something other than just slimes and having a completely different attack pattern and movement pattern would also be really helpful to bust up Morpha into a higher ranking than it is right now. All right, our final of the major titans, we've got Omeroth next, which I'm putting into B tier. It's a fun fight, it's a unique fight, but it is an annoying fight, as you're really not sure if you should be on land or in water. Admittedly, you can do either or, which does give it some versatility, but at the same time can create some confusion. Also, the random display of tornadoes that Omeroth just shoots out that keeps getting more and more plentiful gets overwhelming and can be extremely frustrating for newer players who aren't defeating Omeroth quickly. Different kinds of tornado attacks, like maybe ones that shoot out in a pattern and move around in a circle, like maybe a line of tornadoes with a gap, and that line goes around Omeroth across the entire battlefield. That would be cool. That's something different. It's a little bit more controlled in the chaos, and you're not feeling as frustrated as you just get killed because a random tornado moves into you while you're trying to move away. The last of the Hydra bosses, we've got Hydra next, which I am going to put into C tier. Not because it's not a fun fight. Again, it's just as fun as the other two Hydra bosses, but we've seen it before. There's nothing unique about this fight. Yeah, the fire-themed attacks are a little bit more on point this time than they were with the last two bosses, but you've seen it all. There's nothing unique. It's just a reskin with one or two extra abilities tacked on. I'd rather see this boss be more of a unique boss than the ones before it. Have more fire-themed attacks. Maybe instead of shooting off that energy scream that they do that does a lot of damage, Hydra shoots off a wave of fire that comes out everywhere. You know, the attacks can be similar, just skin them to be more unique. You got a nature themed one, a ice themed one, and a fire themed one. Play up on it. And then lastly, we have got the Urslime, which I wanted originally to put into S tier, but I think I'm actually going to put this one into A tier, because when I really think about it, it's a great fight. It's a unique fight, but is it really an S tier kind of fight? Because you are very limited in how you can beat this boss. There's really only one or two strategies. You either need a really high movement speed based build, or you need a build that takes advantage of the movement speed boost when you mine walls and go with a Stormbringer mining build. Either one of those builds is really the only thing you can do to take down this boss because of how fast it is. Now, does that make that a fun and unique challenge? Yes, but that also limits it a bit, which is the only thing keeping it out of S tier for me. And there you have it, guys. These are my tier list rankings for all of the bosses in Corekeeper. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. And if you want to support the channel a little bit extra, grab a YouTube membership. We always appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of your time. I love you guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay crazy, everybody.